Hi everyone, welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I'm Sue, and today's video is about planting tomatoes. Yes, finally, I am so excited. Now, many of you in warmer zones have already started your seedlings, and you put those seeds in your soil, and they have already come up, and maybe some are 4 or 5 inches tall, and you're getting ready and prepared to planting them out in your garden, but not so here. My last frost date, the average is the end of April, beginning of May. And even with that date in mind, I don't put my seedlings out at that date, especially not the tomatoes. They are more of a warm-loving plant. The soil has to be warmed up. The temperatures have to be warmed up. You want nighttime temperatures above 50 degrees for sure. Now, your soil temperatures should be minimum at best that, if not 60 degrees too. Now, you can always tarp up your ground to artificially warm up that soil, which is what I do. But I don't get my tomatoes into the ground until closer to mid-May. Now, if that's my target date, then I'm going to be backing up 5 or 6 weeks before that, and maybe even adding on another week, and then that is the week that I will start my seeds. And as the calendar reads, I think that this is the time to plant my tomatoes. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my tomatoes that I'm going to be planting this year. I have some tried and true favorites, and as always, I have some new ones that are going to try out and see if they make it into the rotation. So let's go and see what I have on top for tomatoes this year. I'm starting off with the ones that I plant every year, and these are my paste tomatoes. One is Amish paste. This one, always plant. It is very prolific. It's an indeterminate, and it serves me well as one of my major bases for my sauces and all my tomato products. Another one is Hungarian Heart. This isn't a paste tomato, but it is a very large tomato, very meaty tomato, and I love it. It has a wonderful, tomatoey taste to it, and adds a real depth of flavor to all my sauces. Okay. Another one is Cherokee Purple, and I grow this for the color and also for the taste. I like to add different colored tomatoes in my sauces, and not just have them one variety sauce. And this is a very good one. It's also good as a slicing tomato, just to eat plain. Delicious. Okay, another one I use is a Jetstar. This is a hybrid tomato. Very prolific. It does very well. There's very little splitting. The production on these plants is stellar. So this is one that I usually have in my garden all the time. Another one is Celebrity. Celebrity is AAS winner. Again, it is a semi-determinate, they call it. So it has some of the qualities of a determinate, and but it is a prolific little plant, and it sets some great fruit, but it is disease resistant, and gives me an outstanding crop, and tastes fine as just a slicing tomato or one that you put in with the mixture for your sauces. Okay. Now, I have 2 new ones that I'll be growing. In the past, I've grown some yellow tomatoes. Dr. Witchy's, I've grown that. Didn't have such great year last year, but last year my tomatoes had um, a problem in that it was a cold start to the year, and so the harvest didn't start till quite later in the summer. But this is one, it's called Marmalade Skies, and this is a yellow or orange tomato. It's not a large tomato. It's probably, I don't know, 2 inches around, but I'm hoping that it has great taste and will add a lot to my tomato products. I'm growing this tomato this year. It's called the Abe Lincoln. It's an indeterminate tomato. They claim it has great flavor. I will give that a try. I like it because it was developed in Illinois, which is in the northern states here. I hope that it will perform very well in my cooler climates here. So, Abe Lincoln, giving that one a try. Now, on to my cherry tomatoes. And every year I say, oh, yeah, I'm only going to go down to 2 or 3. No, never happens. Okay, so I have a number of new ones. But first off, Juliet's. These are a lovely grape tomato, and they get rather large. They almost look like they're a plum tomato. Very prolific. They stand on very rigid vines and will climb up to 6, 7, 8 feet if you have the room. But they're a wonderful tomato. I think they're an AAS winner, and I've always had great results, and they're fairly disease resistant, and there's not a lot of cracking. I did have some cracking last year during some rain events that we had over the summer, but in general, it's a great tomato. Another one, and I'm sure everybody has heard of this one, Sun Gold. If you like sweet tomatoes, this is the best, in my opinion, of all tomatoes. Great snacking little cherry tomato. Will always have this one in my garden. Always. Okay, another one. Midnight Snack. I love this one. Not only is it beautiful, but its flavor is wonderful. A very strong tomatoey flavor and beautiful, deep red, and its shoulders are almost black. Wherever the sun hits it, it will deepen into a very deep purpley black color. Gorgeous tomato, and just as good as it looks. And last but not least, Candyland. These are current size tomatoes, and which mean they're probably about as big as your little fingernail, and they are very sweet, and it seems as though they never get out of my garden. Although I do bring in handfuls, but they're so wonderful for just snacking on the go. And I will always have at least one plant of Candyland. You really only need one because they are so prolific. So if you have room in your garden, I would suggest trying Candyland. A great treat. Now, 2 new ones that I'm going to grow. Sun Peach. Now, Sun Peach is a form of a Sun Gold. I guess it's in the same family. It was developed from the same family, but it is red. So I thought I would give this one a try alongside my Candyland. Another one, Honey Drop Cherry Tomato. Quite frankly, I don't know why I picked this one, except for the fact that the color is outstanding. I don't have any small tomatoes that are, well, I have sun gold, so but these looked interesting. So you always have to have something new in the garden. So the next one I have is called a 42-day tomato. And it says it's 42 days to maturity. Well, you can't beat that. That's about the quickest I could ever get a tomato to ripen in my garden. According to the reviews here, it's vigorous and produces high yields of small, bright red cherry-sized fruits with excellent sweet flavor. So ideal for pots and containers in both warm and cool climates. So I do intend to grow 1 or 2 of these and out on my deck in some pots. So that's what they're going to go. They aren't going to go in the main garden. So that is my my repertoire of tomatoes this year. I've got to go down and start planting seeds in all of those soil blocks that I made up the other day. If you haven't seen that video, I'll post a link up here in the corner, and see if you like that method and see if you're willing to give that a method a try. So those are the varieties of tomatoes that I am going to be starting for my 2024 vegetable garden this year. What tomatoes are you planting? Have you come across anything new and exciting? Maybe I can incorporate it into next year's garden. So tomatoes are the #1 vegetable that backyard gardeners plant. And I'm totally on board with that. Always into trying new ones and holding on to some of the old ones, which are tried and true. So remember, don't start those tomato plants too early. But if you're in a zone numbered that's higher than 6A, get on board and start planting those tomatoes, because it will be the middle of May soon enough. So thanks for following along, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye.